Hi everybody, I'm Dan from DBaca Maker, and I'm answering James Duncan's call over at Sprinkled Donut Forge to make a mallet. Now I have a mallet. It's a piece of olive wood that I harvested when they cut down an olive tree next door, but it's seen some better days, and it's only 21 ounces. And I've needed to replace this one in a while. The checking has gotten to the point where I can almost pull this thing apart by hand. All right, so I have white oak here. All of this white oak that I bought for this purpose weighs 45 ounces. So I add one more of these. That's 29 ounces. Two more of these takes me to 37 ounces. Then I can cut these down and get it to 2 pounds. Yay. So, a bit of a change in plans. Last week I had gone online and I purchased from Green Valley Wood Products of Brazil, Indiana, some wood. And they got it to me faster than they said they would, so I'm really pleased with it. But more than that, this is what I bought. This is Osage orange, which is a very dense wood. For instance, right now, you probably can't see that too well. That block right there weighs 2 pounds. 2 pounds, 14 ounces. It's a 5 by 5 by 3 inch block. And I got two of them. This one's almost identical to that one. 2 pounds, 15 ounces. And that's fantastic. This is Osage orange. It's going to be the material for my mallets. But this is what they sent as packing. They call it packing there. This is white oak. That's how common white oak is there. It's packing. And just one of these weighs 1 pound, 9 ounces. Two of these, 3 pounds, 14 ounces. Wow. So I could use these to make a couple of the blacksmithing mallets by adding just a little more weight, top and bottom. I could turn this 1 pound into 2 pounds, 7 ounces. And then when I shape it down, it'll be a little bit less. So that's how that's going to go. So let's get started on the challenge mallet. Square this up a little bit. Still very wet wood, too. Taking off very small shavings at a time here. All right. So that gives me that face and this face. So that is my reference edge. So what I have done here is I've taken an axe handle. This is hickory wood, and the other half of it was going to go into a tool, and then it broke off, so I just applied it to this. And I've cut it down to about 14 inches long. The pattern that I'm going to be following is the one that Paul Sellers advocated in his How to Make a Mallet. And so what I've done is, since this is the tail end basically, you know, you would be holding it like this, is I'm going to use this flare to be the taper for the handle, and I've flattened this side, right? all the way down a little bit. I'm also going to be cutting this down. It only needs to be about 1.5 to inch and a quarter. It's a very narrow taper. And this one is already at 1.75 inches. But if I just accept where it has flattened down to across its entire length, right here and right here, I have my 1.5 inch width. And down here, it is 1 3/8 wide. Let's look at that again. Yeah, 1 3/8 wide. So I barely have to take anything off of this side to get it down to the taper all the way all along its length. So, the thickness of the handle is going to be 3/4 of an inch. So I have found the center line, which is right here actually, between these two lines. And I'm going to connect the dots, which I already have, and then everything in here gets cut out. And there is a slight, ever so slight angle here. Right, I'm going to ignore this. That's nothing. Ever so slight angle there, ever so slight angle there. You've seen this done before. Lots of people have done it. I used the drill press to hog out most of the material, and then I chiseled to the angles. And I have a bottom plate and a top plate. And what's going to happen is the bottom plate goes on like this, and these dowels are just for registration. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Create some dowel holes. This way. Create some dowel holes. Drive some of the dowels that I made years ago into the holes, and those are going to be just for registration. And then I'm going to epoxy these together. I have this. It has the automatic mixing nozzle right there. I'll epoxy these together, toss them in the vise, clamp them up, let them set up, and then I can continue on with shaping the mallet. Marring matches the pin. Flip it over. With the registration marks and the pins all in line correctly. And set that into my vise. And tighten her up. It's the next morning. Actually, it's the next afternoon, but it's so cloudy you can't tell. Time to begin shaping. Right now I'm just taking off the epoxy that squeezed out and I didn't get cleared off well enough. But eventually I'm going to be beveling these edges a little bit and creating a shape to make it look prettier. Let me just give myself a little bit more. What a difference a sharp blade makes. So in fitting out the handle, I found a spot where the handle was catching, and it pulled this apart at the glue line. So I'm going to go ahead and do the bolts that I was thinking about doing. So eventually, I got some 1/2-inch carriage bolts and lock nuts. And oddly enough, these are going on the top so that they don't interfere with my hand down below. And now, of course, putting them on like this meant everything is out of whack, so I got to do some more sanding, and I've got to do some more chiseling to make the handle fit. There we go. All right, it's set to 0. 2 pounds, 0.5 ounces. Here we have it. My entry into the blacksmith's small-faced wooden mallet, the Make a Mallet Challenge by James over at Sprinkle Donut Forge. Next.